What was the combine experience like? Because it was kind of like you, Joe Alt, and then one other guy, right?
Olu Fashanu, yeah.
Olu Fashanu from Penn State.
Yeah,
and so everyone's kind of talking about like this Joe Alt guy. He seems like he was like the most put together at the time.
Yeah.
Olu had the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
And then you were fitting somewhere in the middle, like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Obviously a massive frame, a lot of athletic ability. Like this guy could be a perennial Pro Bowl type guy. When you're at the combine and seeing these guys, are you doing what's this posturing game like with these three?
Yeah.
With these two?
Honestly, so how it went, my name fell because obviously when you go to like combine, they sort it out by name, like alphabetical order.
Mm-hmm.
So my name fell outside of those two guys. So I wasn't able to like be around them for much because how the schedule was, like they were in group 1 and I was in group 2. So I wasn't able to see them really until it came to like being on the field. So when we did field workouts, Joe surprised me a lot. Like he moves really well. Like for a guy of his stature and size. Nah, but
see a white guy out there moving along.
Nah. He's 6'6".
Deion Sanders seeing that guy run the 40. He's like, he can run.
Yeah.
Why you say it like that?
Play the Bama.
You know what I'm saying? There.
He was moving though. I don't remember Olu if he ran or not. But I just remember as far as like athletic ability goes, like they were a lot more athletic than I thought they were. So. I mean, that's pretty much it, but I still felt, obviously as a man, I felt better than both. So,
yeah,
I'm never going to sit up here and say anything else.
Yeah, you're always going to play that game. What was, how many official meetings did you take at the combine?
24.
24? Yeah. And that's the 15 minutes, right? Not including the train station?
Yeah.
What was the most intense meeting you had?
The Broncos, they had some pretty, like, the Broncos, as soon as I got in there, like, they were like, sit down, don't dap nobody up. First play. The Lions,
who's running that? Is that Sean Payton?
Yeah, that was Sean Payton. Yeah, like as soon as I got in there, like he wasn't joking. The Lions, they weren't as intense, but he added like a crazy amount of pressure when he was like, yeah, nobody ever got this play right, like at the whole combine. So I was like, well, shit. So I'm trying to figure out what's so hard about it. And I ended up messing up like one assignment on it, but I mean, fell in the category of not getting it right. But outside of those two teams, there weren't really a lot of other teams that were kind of like, the Vikings were actually kind of a pretty same way. Like they kind of threw me out. Like as soon as I got in there, they threw me a ball and then they were like, all right, sit down. Like we're gonna talk about this. Like don't shake nobody's hand. So, that's how a couple of teams were. Like they didn't care about the greetings, the how you doing, whatever it might be. Mm-hmm. They were just like let's get right to it. You know what I mean? So
yeah. What team was the friendliest?
Honestly, the Titans and the Dolphins. That's what I didn't think I was gonna get picked by the Titans because like when I got there, one of the coaches were like, one of the guys, that's what I thought was like another test of character. He was like, hey man, like, so these are the coaches, because the coach must have went to grab a snack or something like that. I forget what happened, but he's like, hey, these are the coaches. Just, be casual, yeah, X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, oh, he's trying to set me up. He don't give a fuck about me. Like, so that's what I thought, honestly, yeah. So, the Titans were kind of just really relaxed and low-key about it, so there was no pressure added to it. And the Dolphins, he was telling me, he's like, yeah, you probably won't get taken by us, but let's just have a conversation, see whatever happens. So, we were talking actually like what position I play, like Madden and shit like that. So it was pretty chill.
What pick were they in the draft, the Dolphins?
I can't even remember. I think they were like anywhere from like 15 to 20 or something maybe. But I honestly can't remember.
It's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, what's that feeling like when they're like, hey, we probably won't be able to pick you? But
I mean, at the time, honestly, like I've seen guys drop and I've seen guys like go way higher than expected. So I was kind of like, I don't want to believe nothing until I get my phone call. Like, you know what I mean? Like until it's like official. Cause like even like when I met with the Chargers, Harbaugh was like, yeah, we're taking you. Like, you're our guy. We want you at right time. So I was like, all right, cool. And then like, I'm thinking like it's gonna be low key because they told me they were like, no coach is gonna say they're gonna take you if they're gonna take you. So when he said that, I'm like, all right, well, I don't think he's being for real. And then as soon as I left, Mel Kiper like tweeted out, oh yeah, Chargers say they're taking JC at 5, X, Y, and Z. So I'm like, all right, well, now I'm kind of like, I don't know if he's gonna take me for real. If he's joking, he's trying to, pull traction away from who he really wants. And then the night before, my agent gets a call and he's like, yeah, they're saying, the guys, the reporters over there are saying word around the building is that they're taking you. You know what I mean? So like
the Chargers.
Yeah. So when the 5th pick came up, I'm in the green room and like I ain't gonna lie, this is the only time I felt like some crazy pressure, like 30 cameras came right in front of me, like just right in front of my face, like phones in my lap like this. And I'm just like, oh shit, like this shit like really finna happen. And then they picked Joe Alt. So like, all right, no big deal. Like, you know what I mean? Then Neighbors gets picked, and then Tennessee's up, and everybody's like, oh, they're gonna pick JC, and I'm like, please don't embarrass me again. Or like, y'all come over here.
Yeah, what was the feeling when
and
you were
then-
thinking the 30 cameras are around, then
Yeah.
Joe Alt gets chosen?
Yeah, I mean, I was pissed, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. I'm not finna sit up here and hate on somebody. You know, happy for him, but I was a little bit pissed, like with Harbaugh, because I was like, "Are you telling me you're gonna take me? You take the other guy?
Right,
What's
yeah.
up with that?" So, you know, but honestly, I want to find out because I'm always a guy who's like, I want to get better. So I want to know like what reason kind of were you serious at that point to, oh well, we didn't like this, so let's change this. You know, we don't want JC no more, we want him.
Right.
So, or did he do something better than me? So, you know, I always like stay up thinking about that. So my teammates actually just told me yesterday I got to let that go. So, but yeah,
It's a tough thing
I'm-
when,
I'm
when you
curious.
think somebody's going to pick you right there, and then
Yeah.
they take somebody in the same position as you.
yeah,
'Cause
no,
that,
for
was,
sure.
that was a major question mark. We were doing the draft show.
I was going to say, you were kind of involved. Like, was there also thoughts that Joe Alt was going to go higher than the
No,
Chargers?
the-
Or like, hey, he's going to want a right tackle, but Joe...
So my
Right.
conversations with Joe, I was at the combine. I got to see you guys do your thing for a little bit, but I talked to Joe. I think Joe was represented by Pat Collins, the same agent as me. And I talked to him. I was like, "What do you want?" It like kind of like, you know, hey, what do you want? And he's like, "I want to play left tackle." And I know the Chargers are interested in me, but they obviously have who's the kid from Northwestern.
Rashad Slater.
Rashard Slater, who like had a Pro Bowl year his rookie year. I think he tore his bicep his second year, but he was like going to be the left tackle. So obviously the Chargers needed a right tackle. And so when this was coming up, knowing that you were at Alabama, you played right the entire
That's
time. I'm
right,
like,
yeah.
you're the obvious fit to go in there and play right away. Because Joe is similar to my thought process when it comes to switching sides, is like very uncomfortable, feels very unnatural as opposed to being in the position that you feel is best for you. So when that happened, I was like kind of blown away. I was impressed by the way he played this year.
Yeah, no,
switching
definitely.
sides.
Yeah, he played really good.
But yeah, the feeling of a team saying we're going to take you, and then
Yeah.
taking somebody else your position. The same thing happened to me in 2014. The Falcons told me, "Hey, if you're there at 6, be ready." Blah blah blah. All these things. And I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm going to be a Falcon." And then I'm taking Jake Matthews.
Yeah.
And so that is like, you got to get over it. It's been 12 years for me. I'm
Yeah.
still not over it. So
Yeah.
like,
He might have just started to get
yeah,
over
I'm
it.
now working through a process. I gotta, my doctor. We're talking about the whole thing. We're figuring it
Clay
out.
Matthews part of the family now.
Yeah, Clay Matthews is part of
Family
us with the
friend.
boys. I
Yeah.
gotta be cool with Jake. But it's like it sucks. It's an ego shot for sure.
Yeah, nah,
But-
definitely.
Lucky you didn't have to wait too long. You wait 2 picks
Yeah.
and Tennessee calls, and you were thinking
Yeah,
it's
honestly.
not even gonna happen, right?
Yeah, nah, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, like,
who was the next team in your mind? It's like, okay, it's not the Chargers. This is the next
dang.
team that picks.
Honestly, that night was such a blur. I can't even remember. I don't know who came after. I think the Jets had 9, I think, because I think they were at 10. So what were the Vikings at 11?
They're at 11. They took
11.
JJ.
Yeah, so I know the Jets for sure told me they'd take me if I was at 10. They were like, yeah, like they told me when I went to I had a top 30 visit with them. They're like, yeah, if you're here at 10, you probably won't be here at 10. But if you're here at 10, we'll take you. You know what I mean? I forget who was at 9. But because I think it
Bears.
went the Bears were also up there. They were saying, you know, like, yeah, we want to get, obviously because everybody knew they were getting Caleb. So they're like, yeah, we want to get you. We're at 9. We don't think we're gonna get you. The Jets kind of confirmed that the Bears kind of wanted me when they were like, you won't be here at 10. So okay, so I can go to Chicago, or I'll, you know, be a Jet. Same way with the Vikings when they were saying, yeah, you're not even gonna be here if we ever trade up. You know, that's the only logical way.
You got to be hoping the Vikings right out of that.
I mean, honestly, like I said, I really didn't. I just wanted to play ball. Like I had so many things going on. I was just like, I just want to get back on the field because like the one thing about the combine process and like college is like after the season, like you're almost basically right back into it with spring ball, you know. And I felt so distant from football that like, you know, I honestly hated the combine. Like looking back at it because I didn't get a chance to really work on what I wanted to work on. I had to prepare for the combine and basically a showcase. I couldn't really just sit down like over this off season, like really master my craft and like going to like Duke and guys over there, being around Slater and guys like that to really master my craft. I didn't have that opportunity coming out of college. So it kind of felt like, I wouldn't say I was bullshitting, but it's just I couldn't get too much done. Like I was doing everything I could for the combine and, you know, the traveling with the teams on 30 visits, but like, I mean, you're going from team to team. And it's like you can't really get no work in. You can't really, you know, stay true to your diet, whatever it might be. So I mean, I didn't like it at all. So I was just like, man, let's just get back on the field and just like play ball, you know.
Yeah.
So
When you are going on these top 30 visits, though, are there teams that you're obviously having better chemistry with than others? Like, what was the team that you were like, yo, this team,
yeah,
I can see myself fitting in here?
Yeah, honestly, every team was like so cool, so grateful. Like I was so grateful to be there. It was really cool being around teams that like had other players. Like I remember when I was with the Cardinals, Malik Neighbors was there. It was pretty cool because they had like a simulated offensive walkthrough. It's like me and Malik were in the same huddle, like getting the plays and stuff. So I was like, okay, this shit's kind of cool. You know what I mean? So being over there with the Cardinals, the Bears were really cool plays. My mom's from over there, so I got to see them and all that stuff on that visit. Honestly, I think the Lions and like I said, Lions and Vikings, they had probably the most chill. Like I think the Vikings had like a beanbag chair in their room, so he was like, hey, just take a sit in the beanbag chair. We can watch some film and just relax. So,
but he's sitting on a massive love sack.
So like,
watching film.
Try not to fall asleep.
Right. So it was real chill. I remember our visit got done early. The driver took me to Mall of America. I got some clothes and. I was probably just really chill.
Rode the roller coaster, got out of there.
Yeah, so I was chilling. Yeah, it was a vibe. So
man, I love to play the mental gymnastics of, do they intentionally have the beanbag to see if they'll get tired and fall asleep? Not fall asleep, but like be checked out.
Right.
Yeah, I don't shit. They apparently what they said was it was for the O-line guys, and they were finna get rid of it. I don't know, man. I was chilling. I don't know.
Imagine the entire line room. You just get love sacks to watch film in.
You're falling asleep.
Yeah.
And that would be brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is that? What room is that, Sherm?
Is that the room?
That's a movie theater.
Oh shit. I was gonna say.
We're just throwing up a movie theater and beanbag chairs.
I was
hang on.
It's Green Hill.
Yeah.
Is that the Vikings team meeting
Green
room
Hill
right there?
for real?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say.
That
I've
would
never
be
seen that.
insane if that was Green Hills. I'd be there all the time.